I know it is a crazy time of the year, and I really applaud you guys for jumping on these calls every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And you guys know what I try to do. I try to give you just little bits of information that'll help you move your business along. And even in the holiday season, you guys, our businesses don't stop. They don't stop. And so I keep wanting giving you tips to get you maybe through the holiday season and maybe through the next year. But it's crazy. It's crazy. You heard people talking about, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for Christmas. I've got presents to wrap. It's like, yeah, I know. That's it happens every single year. If you want to mark this on your calendars, you guys, December 25th. Just mark December 25th. That's when Christmas is. And it's been that way for a really long time. So you've known when that day is going to be here, and so you have to plan accordingly. Ha 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 ha. All right, you guys, listen, it has not been calm at our house because we've got 4 little ones under the age of 2.5 that are absolutely a joy to have in the house, but it gets hectic. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you look at my Instagram, I'm only posting the highlight reel. I'm not posting the fact that one little girl is having a complete meltdown because somebody else is sitting in her high chair, or somebody else took one doll that should have been her doll. I don't post any of that stuff, all right? I'm only posting the highlight reels. And sometimes when we look at social media, you think, oh, everybody's life is so much better than mine. It's like, no, it's really not. It's really not. I think I did post one picture. No, I didn't. I don't think I posted it. Well, maybe my wife Colleen did. She posted little Mira and Rowan. They were standing together at the zoo not last night, but the night before. It was Zoo Lights, which was amazing. And little Rowan was just crying her eyes out. And I have no idea why. We just look at her and go, we have no idea why. And all you parents and grandparents, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, right? It's like, yeah, that's why we only post the highlight reel. So anyways, guys, let's get ready for the new year. Let's get ready for the new year. And I think what is something that we all need to do, and I think I've been pretty good about this throughout my career, and that is putting a plan together for the new year. All right? I mean, literally spending time mapping out the year before it actually starts. And I'm going to tell you why that's so important. Okay? I'm going to give you 3 reasons why that is so important. Okay? Number 1, in our profession is so forgiving that it's easy to lose a day. It's easy to lose an entire day. Why? Because we're independent. And there's nobody telling you what to do. And there's nobody telling you that you have to clock in and you have to clock out and you have to wear this and wear that and you have to eat lunch at this certain time. And it's like, if you're not disciplined enough, there's no structure, right? And so it's easy for us to lose a day. Now, all those things that I just said, that's why we got into this business, because we don't want people telling us what to wear and where to sit and when to have lunch and when we can go on vacations and things like that. But on the other hand, you have to be disciplined enough that you don't lose days. You guys, we get distracted, we get sick, we don't feel like it, we lose our motivation, and it's really easy for that lost day to turn into 5 days, turn into a week, to turn into a month. There was I can't remember who did this. It might have been Eric Worre or somebody. They asked network marketing professionals to divide their time between lost days and productive days over the course of the year. Now, they were asked, how many of those 365 days were lost? How many days were completely ineffective? And how many days were productive? Now, if you divide your days like that, the typical top earner will lose a minimum of 6 months. 6 months. Lost days. All right, so they're working literally half the year, right? They're just working half the year, 6 months out of the year. So if you were to divide your days like that, would you be better or worse than those numbers? So having a game plan, at the beginning of the year is going to help you eliminate those lost days. Okay, so number 2, there are times of the year that are really challenging for us in this business. All right, and those times include the first 2 weeks in January, obviously the holidays, tax time, summer months summer months can be really challenging, and those times of the year can be low production days in our industry. And so you can't be like in the middle of the summer and then decide that you're going to go out there and do something. You have to plan far in advance to manage those days, during the down seasons. So make sure you have a plan during the holiday season, during tax times, the first 2 weeks in January, which you guys we're smack dab in the middle of this right now. All right. Number 3, if you put your business plan on paper for the new year, before the year starts, your productivity will double. That's what this survey came up with, you guys. If everybody would put together a plan and map out their year, and listen, I know things change because you bring new people into the business and you've got to go to Atlanta, you got to go to South Carolina, you got to go to North Carolina, you got to go to Virginia. All that stuff pops up. That's great. But if you can plan bigger events, it's like, I'm going to do a regional event here, I'm going to do, we've got the big national convention here, or whatever the case may be. Plan out this year, your production will double. Having a plan and knowing where you're going is extremely helpful. But you need a target. And so, setting daily goals and weekly goals and monthly goals and annual goals can help you guys work towards something pretty specific. I've been working with I work with a lot of people every day, but so many people are telling me, it's like, okay, I'm going to be VP by this date. I'm going to be a regional by this date. I'm going to be a national by this date. I'm going to be a director in 2 days. It's like, that's perfect. You have to have that target to shoot for. You can't just wake up every single morning and go, all right, well, I'm going to go work my business today. It's like, well, you got to have a little bit of a plan to be as productive as you possibly can. And you can learn to, you can learn to set personal goals, and you can set goals for personal development and recruiting skills and leadership development and rank advancement. And having goals for those types of things is obviously going to move your business forward a lot quicker than not having those goals. And just remember, guys, one of the toughest things that we face in owning our own businesses like this is being self-disciplined. It's so easy to say, I'll do it this afternoon, or I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it next week, or I'll do it after the holiday season, or I'll do it after the first of the year. And then all of a sudden you blink and your business has come to a complete standstill. It's like, no. Take the time now. And I know you're like, Steve, there's no way I can do it now. It's like, you kind of need to do it now. Take the time to map out what your business is going to look like in 2024. Take that time. Write yourself a letter explaining to yourself how great it is when you become XYZ, or how great it is when you're making XYZ a month. Write yourself that letter. Dear Steve, I cannot believe it's June 1st and you are already a national vice president earning $58,000 a month. I mean, write that letter to yourself and then come up with a plan to make it happen. And listen, everybody can say to themselves or write this down, I'm going to be a vice president, or I'm going to be this rank by this date. It's like, that's wonderful. You can put that on paper, but what are you going to do on a monthly basis to make that happen? What are you going to do on a weekly basis to make that happen? What are you going to do on a daily basis to make that happen? I think it was one of these calls. I said the other day, does your activity match your goal? Does your activity match your goals? And that's kind of a reality statement, you guys. It's like, well, yeah, I want to make this kind of money. I want to get to this promotion level, but I'm not doing nearly the activity that I need to do in order to make that happen. And you know who's going to tell you that? Nobody but you. You're the only person that's going to know that. You know, I can sit and look at my downline report, and I can look at and say, well, this guy said he was going to be this by that, and it's not happening. And I can make a phone call and go, dude, are you doing this? You want to do this? Yes or no? It's like, I'm just touching base with you. Now, listen, I know this is a volunteer army, but you told me you wanted to do XYZ, and that's why you started the business. Do you not want that XYZ anymore? What's going on? The only person that's going to hold you accountable to it is you. And so set the plan, okay? Map out what your organization is going to look like in 2024. And 1 year from now, guys, we can look back and go, my goodness, look at the growth. Look at the growth in our organizations. And then we're going to do the exact same thing for 2025.